Well, it's cold and a little windy. It's August. It's August. Some days are going to be scorching hot, and some days are going to be cold. So, it's kind of chilly. We have way too many ducks. I don't know what's going on over here with the ducks. There's only 6 of them. I thought your leg was broken. So there's a duck stretching her leg, and I was like, oh my god, why is your leg broken? It wasn't. Okay, so what did we do today? Well, there's so many quail eggs in there right now. They're like laying an egg a minute. I don't know what's going on. But what went on today? Okay, let's talk about it. First of all, there are some fewer chickens in this coop. Why are there fewer chickens in that coop? My sister, those are mostly, except for the dark ones. The dark ones are our mystery chickens that walked out of the bush a few weeks ago. But the other ones are my sister's. And my sister had me hatch them because her rooster Charlie was killed, and a few of her hens, by, they think, a fox. They're not sure, but they think it was a fox. So, just turkey. But they think it was a fox. So, these are chickens. But they think it was a fox that did that, and it's fine. I mean, it wasn't fine, but it's in the past now, so yeah, it's kind of fine. And Charlie was killed, and so were a bunch of his hens. But they found a bunch of the eggs, and Charlie was the only rooster they had at the time. So they found a bunch of the eggs under a tree right after that. So they gathered them up, and my mom, who lives with my sister, brought them to me. Okay? Does that make sense so far? It should. Egg. So, let me just check in here. We're good. Okay, so that was what was going on there. Brought me those eggs. I did my best to hatch those eggs. We got a bunch of eggs. And yay for us, right? Yay. Okay. We got a bunch of eggs, bunch of chicks hatched. Yay. But she sourced some new birds from nearby her. She got like some copper morans, and I gave her a handful of silkies and stuff like that. And so she has a few more chickens, but she still wanted some of Charlie's babies. So I understand that, because I absolutely adore when my roosters have, offspring and I can keep the babies. I love it. That's why we got that group of buttheads over there. The 2 dark roosters are Jabba's over that way, but are Jabba's sons. And I love them. I love Jabba's sons. So I understand why she wants children from Charlie, because she really loved Charlie. Charlie was an awesome rooster. He was really cool. And we really liked him. So it was really sad when he was killed. It was very sad. So, bunnies. Baby bunnies. But it was very, very sad when he was killed. Like, very upsetting. So, she wanted some of his babies, which makes sense, right? But because she sourced other chickens, what happened was, there's a crow over there, but what happened was she doesn't want a bunch more roosters, which I get. So we held on to them. They're 6 weeks old now, and you can't guarantee which are roosters and which are hens, but the ones with the big combs are definitely roosters. So there were 4, I'm like 95% sure are girls. And then there's 4 I'm not sure of, and then there's 4 that are definitely boys. Definitely boys. Big combs. So those 4 are definitely boys. But because there's some mixed genetics, because they're not purebred anything, Charlie wasn't a purebred anything. He was just, really nice mixed breed. So because he was a really nice mixed breed, you're not really sure, right? Like if they're purebred, if you're like, these are all leghorns, then you can look at them and go, okay, these are all leghorns, therefore at 6 weeks old I can tell who's a boy and who's a girl because of the comb or whatever. But, okay, anything turning red over? No. But because he was a mixed breed, you can't really tell that for sure. She didn't want a bunch of boys. So I picked out the 4 that I'm fairly certain are girls. Okay? We picked out the 4 that we're pretty sure are girls and sent them with my mom. And somebody asked last time, why is your mom doing all the transporting? My sister is incredibly busy. Okay. My sister is a paramedic. They work a lot of hours. And she also runs a boarding facility. More hours. So there's a lot of stuff going on with her. And because there's a lot of stuff going on, she doesn't always have the time. We live an hour away. So she doesn't always have the time to come out. So because she doesn't have the time, and my mom does because my mom's retired, my mom will come out. And it's great. I love having my mom out. So it is no imposition for mom to come and do that. And she wants to come and hang out with my kids and all that good stuff. So, yay. I'm just checking on some plants here. Anyway, so we sent the 4 that we're pretty sure are hens with my mom because she came to visit today. So sent them off, but there's a rooster in the bunch that kind of looks like Charlie. Not exactly like Charlie, but sort of like Charlie. Like, he's not exactly, but he looks close enough that I can look at him and go, yeah, that's Charlie's kid. So what we did, I'm looking for tomatoes that are blushing. There's a few that are probably going to blush for tomorrow, but I don't see any that are currently blushing. Anyway, so we took a picture of the rooster that looks a lot like Charlie. And my mom is going to send that picture, or show my sister that picture when she gets home. Maybe they are going to take the rooster because he looks so much like Charlie. He literally looks so much like Charlie. Okay, hang on. I did not notice that these tomatoes in the middle here are reddening. Oh, yeah. It's a little bit of a harvest. Let's see if I can get in here. So, I mean, if she doesn't want the rooster, that's fine too, because I will keep him. I really like him. There's nothing wrong with him. I don't mind keeping him. So, it's fine to keep him. It's really not a big deal. Because I like him. I call him Rusty. So we're going to find out. I'm going to lift this vine. See if I see any more red in here. No. Oh, some of these are going to be beautiful tomatoes. If they would start blushing, that would be great. Yeah, if these would start blushing, I would love it. I would absolutely love it if some of these could start blushing. Is there another one in here? No, I don't think so. All right, tomato time. Just a couple. It's that time of year where suddenly you'll get a whole bunch and then you won't have any for a few days and then you'll get a whole bunch again. All right. Anyway, we're going to hang on to Rusty and let my sister decide if she wants to take Rusty or not. It's going to be entirely up to her. So, we'll see. We'll see what she decides, because he's really nice. I like him. If she doesn't want him, I'm keeping him. But do I need a bunch more roosters? No. And here's where somebody will ask, well, should you keep that many roosters? Technically, no. But here's the thing. Hens are really valuable. I'm not saying roosters are not valuable. I'm saying hens lay the eggs. That makes them intrinsically more valuable. Okay? Just automatically. They are more valuable because they are hens. We all know that. You pay more for a hen than you do for a rooster for a reason. Okay? It's not because nobody likes roosters. It's because the hens have more value. So, we free range. Free ranging means the occasional predator. Okay? Which is fine. It happens. Free ranging means predators. We have livestock guardians, but still, free ranging means the occasional predator. If the predators are going to take a bird, by the way, Rusty is there. That's Rusty running up the ramp. And it's the other rooster. There's more roosters than Rusty, but I like Rusty. Anyway, so we free range. Yes, we have livestock guardian dogs. That doesn't mean we expect 0 losses. Okay? If you free range, you're going to have losses. Even if you don't free range, birds are going to die. But when it comes to animals taking the birds, like predators taking the birds, it sounds terrible. But roosters also make good cannon fodder. And most good roosters will give themselves up to protect their ladies. So, does it seem like we have actually too many roos for the number of hens we have? Yeah. But, and this sounds bad. I know this sounds bad. But I would rather go through a few more roosters a year than lose my hens. Okay? I would rather go through the roosters because I can use the hens to replenish my flock, whereas I can't just use roosters. Yes, I need a couple of roosters to replenish my flock. Of course I do. But I can replenish the flock without very many roosters. But if I run out of hens, you're kind of screwed. So having an excess of roosters, especially if they are willing to give themselves, there's a couple of young roosters having a little tantrum in there. But if I need to, I am comfortable with the roosters sacrificing themselves for the hens. I know it sounds terrible, but this is a farm and loss happens. And sometimes you decide on your hierarchy of guys who are important. And hens are important. Okay? Hens are the bread and butter of a chicken flock. Roosters are awesome. I love them. I love my big old Jabba. He is an amazing bird. And I love Radagast. And I love Sauron. Sauron is there with his lady friend. I love them. Okay? 100% love them. I love all of them. There's Radagast. Right? That's Radagast. And we have the ducks here. We have a Donald. Donald is the boy. So, I love them. I love my roosters. Here's my Jabba over there. That's my Jabba. He's a beautiful bird. He's a beautiful bird and I love him. I know, ducks. However, I need the hens. So it sounds terrible. I know. I know it does. And it sounds like I'm trying to justify, which I kind of am. But at the end of the day, some of these guys I need. Some of these guys are really important. And some of the guys that are really important, not necessarily those two, but some of the guys that are very important are some of our very pretty hens. Okay? Some of these guys really matter. And they're beautiful birds. And I want my flock to continue with the lines that I've got. So because I want my flock to continue, I have to protect the hens. And one of the ways to protect the hens is by having cannon fodder roosters. So, bringing me back to Rusty, if my sister doesn't want Rusty, I have no problem keeping Rusty. Rusty can stay. I like Rusty. So, no problem keeping Rusty. None. If she won't take him or can't take him because she has too many roos, she's going to reevaluate and see how she feels. Then we'll keep him. I don't have a problem with Rusty. That is going to be about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. It was a little depressing talking about chickens leaving and cannon fodder roosters, but I mean, it's farm life. It's just the way it is, guys. It's just the way it is. We're a farm. Not everything can be sentimental, even though it always is. Sometimes you can't let sentiment get the best of you. But that is it for us here tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.